Hello, this is Deborah with Black Education TV. Family, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is the fact that nobody cares about your pain, your hurt, your struggles, or your sorrows. It's really sad that I have to say that, but that is the case. People today do not care. The scripture says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right now, what we see are a lot of cold-hearted, cold-blooded people. There's no race attached to it. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. Very cold people. Now, that's not across the board. I'm not saying that there's nobody in this world that cares in the sense of it being absolutely no one. I'm trying to make a point that, for the most part, nobody cares about what you go through, what you suffer with, what you struggle through. Now, that alone could make you feel very discouraged. It could actually cause you to be depressed just hearing that. But there's a reality we need to face as people on this planet. Many of us are looking for a shoulder to cry on, looking for someone to care, looking for our tears to matter to someone. And more is becoming more difficult to even find that. It's becoming more difficult to find anyone who cares about what you go through. Some people will even put on fake caring, pretending to want to know what's going on in your life so that they can get information off of you and use it against you. They'll give you their ear so that you can spill the beans, and then they'll take those beans that you've spilled and spread them around because they never cared to begin with. They wanted to use the information that you've shared with them to hurt you with it. Yes, there are cold-blooded people just like that. When I look around and I see people in the world, I see people as we move about going to this place or that place. I see conversations on social media. I see videos that people are sharing, Facebook Live posts, all kinds of things that are taking place in this world and how people are dealing with one another. There is a coldness, and on which I'm sure most of you can understand that. You can see it. It's becoming very obvious. There is a coldness to where people don't care about your struggles. They don't care about anything that you're going through. And a lot of us are just running to and fro trying to find someone to care. It's a daunting task too, family, trying to find someone to care. Most people are just plain and simple backstabbers. That's what most people are. And trying to find a listening ear. You better be careful who you spill the beans to, whoever you're talking to. Be very careful. Because every listening ear is not a friendly ear. Every person who pretends to care doesn't care. And so as this world goes on, we've got to be very careful. And I know it's easier said than done to try to suffer through certain things alone. It's easier said than done. Many times when we're going through any type of struggle, any type of hardship, any type of sadness or sorrow, you want someone to be there for you. You want someone to help soothe the pain. But sometimes you can go barking up the wrong tree and get more than what you've bargained for. It is what it is, family. It's the truth. I can remember myself coming up. I was one of those who wore my heart on my sleeve. And I think people knew that. There are some of us who feel other people's pain. I mean, literally. And I'm just going to say I believe that is something. I don't know how it gets there or how that works, why it's that way with some people. But you have some on the opposite side of that who they can care less about other people's pain. They take no sympathy whatsoever, can't even shed a tear for anyone. Now, I'm not saying that it's good to be someone who wears your heart on your sleeve or someone who is so easily brought to tears because of what someone's going through. I'm not saying that that's the way we should be. I'm telling you that's how I have been. But I feel like I'm growing past that stage because sometimes you need to look at a person's situation and be able to give them good instruction on getting through that situation. Sometimes the tears are not what they need. Sometimes what they need is strong advice and not tears. The scripture says, let the strong bear the infirmities of the weak. So if someone is going through a weak moment in their life, sometimes it's not always good to shed tears, but to give instruction, to give advice, to bring understanding to their situation, and to bring comfort through truth. Sometimes you can coddle a person too much, and they'll never rise out of their situation. They'll never grow strong as long as they have someone that's going to coddle them through their situation. So yes, as I've stated, there are people who don't care about your struggle. You can tell them all kinds of things about what you're going through, and they'll look at you like you have horns growing out of your head because they just don't care. Is that for you to weep and moan and boo-hoo? No, it's not. What we must do, family, is we've got to grow. We've got to grow naturally and spiritually to a place to where we're able to handle situations much better and understand what it is we must do to be able to handle the meat and not have a desire or need for milk. That is what we need. We need to be able to be strong because we are facing some very difficult times, family. When you look in this world and what is taking place, the vulnerability of the dollar, markets crashing, weather patterns are changing, job security is diminishing, all kinds of things are taking place. There's going to be some things that are going to cause you to be brought to your knees. Some things that are going to cause you some great stress if you don't know how to deal with them. Some people are unfortunately in la la land and they will remain there until the bottom falls out of everything, thinking that nothing can touch them. That is not the place to be right now, family. You absolutely do not want to be in a place such as La La Land during the current situations that we are faced with. People are losing Section 8. People are losing their food stamp benefits. All kinds of things, losing jobs, becoming homeless. In this country, more and more people are losing their homes and living on the streets, people who never thought that something like this could befall them. And there seem to be no end to solutions to these problems, but these solutions are out of reach for a number of different reasons. One of the main reasons why these solutions are out of reach is because people don't care about what you go through. They don't care about your struggles. No one wants to come together and really truly work together to make things happen. I mean, it is what it is. You get a lot of talkers. I talked to a sister at Kodesh Events, an event that we just had this past weekend, and she is definitely a go-getter. She's a sister who's making it happen, has her own farm, and she's doing quite well. And in our conversation, she says there are a lot of people that are talkers but not doers, and she's only interested in dealing with doers. And I totally understand where she's coming from, because you'll have people coming to you all the time saying that they want to do, but they're just talking, but they're not doing. When it comes down to it, are you going to pick up a shovel, or are you just telling me this to get in the door? Are you only going to do just enough to impress, but then once you're in, the work ceases? That's the unfortunate reality that we live in today, to where people are not pulling their own. They want to grab hold of the coattail of someone who is doing something, and they will even seek you out. They will even seek you out because they say, okay, here's a doer. Right now I'm just a talker, but at least I can hang around this doer over here. Unfortunate, family, but it is what it is. However, we've got to get out of this mindset, because in the coming years, possibly even months, when you enter into your time of struggle and stress and pain and hurt, if you don't have the wherewithal to help yourself, you can almost forget it. If you think that there's going to be a ton of people knocking down your door to help you, or a ton of people just bubbling over with excitement to be there by your side. It's just not happening like that these days, family. People are just not caring that much what the next person goes through. You even have family members, even your own family, may not care about what your struggles are, your pain, your hurt and sorrows. As a matter of fact, they will add to them. A lot of people will gladly add to your pain, suffering, and sorrows. And once they kick you down, they will walk all over you in the process. Trample you down like dung under their feet. Cold-hearted people on this planet. And they don't care how it affects you. Now we ask, what is the solution to that? The solution to that is to get a really tough skin and learn how to encourage yourself. Learn how to be strong in these situations, because things are not going to get any better, family. Don't let your life and happiness be determined by how people deal with you. This is why a lot of people are starting to just go off to themselves and be by themselves and not deal with people, to spare themselves some of the pain and hurt. Very sad world we're living in, family. But as I always say, it is what it is. And with that, I will say shalom.